Hey all. So I came out onto the stoop to get some much needed fresh air and sunlight, and I wanted to connect with all of the high achievers out there, like me, all of the people who are feeling extraordinary pressure to use this time wisely, to read that book, to exercise more, to join that virtual dance party, to clean out your closet, to launch your online webinar. All of the pressure that you may be feeling to do something important and special during this time that we have in our homes. I'm speaking to you, because that's me. And frankly, last night was challenging for me. Last night I was in a rough place after a week of conference calls and client calls and Zoom meetings and virtual meetings and figuring out all the ways in which I can take care of my clients and my community and my staff team and my family and carve out some time for myself. At the end of the day last night, I was pretty drained, and all of my internal insecurities and my internal critic was really loud last night, telling me all the ways in which I was not best prepared for this situation, and how I wasn't using my time wisely enough. And so I had to sit with that, and I processed it today, and I came up with some things that helped me recalibrate and reframe. And so I want to share those out. If you're out there and you're feeling frustrated and feeling like you should be using this time better, here are a few things for us to consider. The first of which is, situation is going to have an emotional cost that we can't see the impact of, but we can feel the impact of. So if you're feeling more tired, more run down, if your brain is feeling more cloudy, then there's an realization that there's an emotional impact. You are experiencing something new. Change is really hard. That's my strong suit, is change management, and yet I am feeling a little bogged down by this particular change. And so give yourself permission to be a little slower. Give yourself permission to take some time to recalibrate and to readjust to our new circumstances and our new situation. So the first is to give yourself some empathy and realize that there is an emotional toll and that you want to give yourself some space for that. The second is that I imagine, like you are online and you're on social media and you are seeing all of these people making lemonade out of Corona lemons. They are launching online events, they are launching their webinars, they are being incredibly creative about the programming that they're developing, and you may be feeling left out, or you may be feeling like you are not doing as much as they are doing. And that's hard. So let's name that. Let's recognize that. If you are interested in doing some brainstorming around that, I'm gonna create some Zoom calls where we can all just chat and brainstorm with each other around how we can best utilize this time, but do it in a space that we can also give each other some empathy around it. But if you can, even though everything is online now, give yourself some space. Step away from the computer, set some timers on Instagram and Facebook, so that this way you can have some space and not feel such FOMO or such jealousy potentially around what other people are doing during this time. I think the other thing is, alongside that, is to redefine what success looks like for yourself, with the knowledge that your road and the way in which you're going to navigate through this is going to be different than other people. And we all had our plans for what this month was going to look like, and it's going to be different now, and so we have to redefine what success is. And so one suggestion that I recommend is for you to think through, what are your priorities? What are the things that are really important for you in terms of your work, yourself, your family? Lay all of those out, list them all out, and then look at your week and decide when you're going to prioritize those things. So really just try to map out as much as you can, knowing things are going to change, things are going to adjust, but at least understanding what your priorities are and trying to create a little bit of structure may help, and I can provide some tools around that if that's something that's helpful for folks. And the last thing I would say is to make room and allow yourself to be upset or sad, frustrated. There is a lot of pressure, not only for us to do things, but for us to show up with gratitude, and I certainly do. I recognize my privilege. I am appreciative for my health, for the ability for me to be inside, to have food, to be taken care of, to have health care. And I believe that sometimes, because we want to root all of our feelings in gratitude, that it feels for us like we can't make room for ourselves to feel frustrated or to feel sad or to feel angry or to feel upset. And I'm going to suggest that both those things, both pain and gratitude, can live alongside each other. That we have the ability both to feel frustrated and to feel grateful. And so one of the things that I will suggest for all of us is to start using combined statements and say, I'm really annoyed at the fact that these things that I was working towards all month now are all up in the air, and I'm incredibly grateful that at the end of the day, me and my family are going to be safe. And so there's a way in which you can do both, and so I encourage that. So I appreciate you listening to me and the streets of Brooklyn. If you need help, support, reach out, DM. We're doing this together. Till tomorrow.